Hey there. Welcome to Sheepless Needles, vegan podcast, not about being vegan, where we do all sorts of fun stuff. We talk about knitting, we talk about gaming, we talk about beer, we talk about bunnies. You can't see anybody. They're all they're all hiding behind me. But today you will be looking at Nano, Harvey, and Orwell. I've given this PSA before. If you do see Harvey, he has head tilt. He is fine. Do not worry. He's an old man. He is happy. And that's all that matters. Okay, so, hi, I'm Shannon. This is my beer. It is, I've had this one before on the podcast, Warp Wing 10-ton stout, local brewery. If you're in the Dayton area, I highly recommend you checking them out. Very, very good beer. Yeah, so I'm going to drink my beer and we're going to talk about some stuff, right? So pull up your chair, grab a project if you want to knit on something. I don't know, if you want to pet a cat, whatever you got going on. Yeah, let's do this. So, since we last talked, I have cast on 2 projects. One I think I talked about last time. Well, wait a second. Both of them I talked about doing last time. Now they're actually real. So the first thing would be the Comfort Fade Cardi. I have something in my eye. Okay, let's try that again. Comfort Fade Cardi, Andrea Mowry. We are doing, and by we, I mean the Vegan Knitting and Crochet group on Ravelry is doing a February knit along that will go way past February. At least I'm going way past February. We're doing a knit along for a sweater, and it can be any type of sweater. It can be a crop sweater. It could be a Cardi sweater. It could be a raglan sweater. It could be a hoodie. It doesn't matter. Put sweat in the title and we'll go. Okay. So I picked the Andrea Mowry Comfort Fade Cardi. I know of at least one other person who's knitting this, and I'm glad that there's another person knitting it because I'm going to have to bounce off a couple things for sure in that group. And I already have. I've already SOS'd the group, which is not, listen, this is not a judgment on the pattern. This is a judgment on the knitter. I'm just going to say I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried that this might just fit a Barbie doll. Guys, it's looking small. Now, as I cast it on and as I started knitting it, I would look down and say, okay, you can't judge this yet. You haven't even split for arms yet. You need to you picked the right size, you measured and you got gauge. And I did. Now, I got gauge by dropping down a needle size. So I am knitting this pattern on a US 5 and the recommended needle is a US 6. So let me put that out there. But with the US 5, I nailed gauge. So as I started knitting, I even measured again. I'm still in gauge. So it's not like my gauge was super tight, like whatever it is, I'm still where I need to be. So, well, you know what? Let me grab it because me just sitting here talking and not showing is probably a little stupid. Hang on. All right. So I am knitting this sweater with Cloudborn fibers, 100% Pima cotton in their DK weight. And let me just show you the colors. So it is the pattern's a fade. So this was color number 1. Oh, hang on, I'm stuck. This is color number 2. So 1, 2 are A, B, C. Ooh. Can I do it? Can I balance all these? Dun, 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 dun. Hold on. One more to go. Will she do it? Will Sheepless Needles successfully balance yarn balls? Yes, she will. There you go. That's my fade. Okay. I'm going to flat out tell you that for a DK weight yarn, this is on the lighter side of DK. For sure. In fact, I would almost call it sport, but you know, tomato, tomato. Okay. I'm going to need to move some things so I can show you this disaster. Okay. So here's where I'm at on the sweater, and I'm hoping I can't see the monitor at all to see if you guys can see what I'm showing you, but it's a reverse stockinette pattern, so you are looking at the right side. Okay, this is your back panel, this goes over your arm, this is your front lapel. You can obviously tell that I'm headed towards this. Well, I did the sleeve separation. They're on waist yarn, and then you can see the fade as it started, right? Now, I'm going to use the term fade loosely because the pattern actually called for a particular yarn that's a variegated yarn, and I think variegated yarns fade beautifully. Solid color yarns stripe. So we're going to call this the Comfort Stripe Cardi. But, you know, I'm not totally opposed to the way it looks. I hate the way it looks on the wrong side. I hate this. I would never have knit, like, thank God it's reverse stockinette, because that's awful. I think because of the way when you add a color in reverse stockinette, I mean, that it's just much better. So I'm fine with that, but we're going to call it the Comfort Stripe Cardi. If you are going to knit the sweater, two things. Your yarn choice is going to matter. And by yarn choice, I'm not even talking about weight. I'm talking about, is it speckled? Is it variegated? Is it solid? Is it self-striping? Whatever it is. That is going to completely change the way it looks. One of the things that drew me to the pattern was the picture of the sweater. And I think Andrea's wearing it and she's kind of looking over her shoulder a little bit. And it looks pixelated. Like the sweater looks pixelated. I love that. And that is why I picked the yarns I picked. Now, if you really want to fade, get variegated yarn for sure. Okay. If you don't care and you want to pixelate and stripe, you do you, because that's what I did. The second thing is the sizing on this. Now, I am knitting the medium, and I believe that's a 39-inch bust. I forget, it's like maybe 2.5 to 4 inches of positive ease. I can't even remember. It's in the pattern. Guys, I think this runs small. If you're going to knit it, I highly recommend going up one size, but make sure you nail your gauge. Do not be off on your gauge on this or you're going to regret it. Now, in saying going up a size, the one thing I did find very interesting is when I looked this pattern up on Ravelry, because I did and do have an SOS moment with this. I went on to check other people's project pages and look at their photos and yada, yada, yada. I noticed a lot of extra larges on people who are not extra large, and that sweater sure as shit does not look extra large on them either. So check out other people's project pages for sure. Now, I am knitting the medium. I am a size medium. Guys, that to me is tiny. Now, it's way too early on for me to make a judgment call on this. I want to get maybe, I'm going to say 10 rows below the sleeve separation, and then I'm going to try it on. Because I think I need a little bit of weight below the sleeves before I can make my judgment call. It's a good pattern, guys. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just a little, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I'm just on the fence. And, you know, at the end of the day, if it doesn't fit me, I'm going to give it to my mom for Mother's Day because my mom is tiny and it would absolutely fit her if it doesn't fit me. So let me stow this project away. So without getting that back, because I don't even need to show it to you because I'm sure you saw it, there is a row of stockinette stitches that separate your sections, right? Mine is really, really loose. And when I look at other people's photos, they are not that loose. So I SOS'd our knitting group and said, what am I doing wrong? I don't understand why this is so loose. And I think the reality is it's not so much a right or wrong, it's just my tension. I am a loose knitter. That's number one. I wasn't pulling those stitches at all as tight as I should have. But, you know, the other consensus was that's how it looks for some other people, and it's probably dependent on your yarn. Because I'm using 100% cotton, I think that's why the definition is there. Cotton is great for stitch definition, right? If you want defined stitches, that's the way to go. But if you need something that's more of like a, not felted, but I guess felted is a good way of putting it, like makes a fabric that doesn't have that separation, you probably want to do something that's more with acrylic in it or with like a nylon in it. Something with a mixed fiber that will lose part of the stitch definition. Does that make sense? So keep that in mind if you use 100% cotton. If you are a tight knitter, it'll work in your benefit. If you're a loose knitter like me, it's not. So it doesn't bother me enough where I'm going to frog it and start it over. The only circumstance where I'm going to frog this and start it over is if it really doesn't fit me and I don't think it's going to fit my mom, then I'm going to frog it. I don't know. We'll see. So that's on my needles. That's 2 weeks worth of knitting. And essentially what I was trying to do was finish one section a week on that. And I am exactly where I needed to be with that. I also knew, and I talked about, I actually did this in the last podcast where I rolled a D6 to let the universe tell me, what am I going to knit along with this cardigan? And I rolled just a random cowl out of my library. So I went into my Ravelry library. That's hard to say, you guys. I went into the library and I had a pattern that's called the Versa Cowl. Guys, I don't remember who wrote it, but I will have Mr. Steve put the name of the person and the pattern name right in this area. Woo! So that if you want to check it out, it's a really cool pattern. It's a really easy knit. I've really enjoyed it. I'm not done. It's not in past tense. But I had yarn in my stash that I really wanted to use. And I knew it was either going to be a hat or a scarf. So I settled for a cowl, neither of the above. But here's the yarns I'm using. And on the bottom, this is Birdie Knits. I got this off of Etsy. It is 100% cotton. It's either DK or worsted. It's in between. And then this is Universal Yarn. They're Cotton Supreme. And I think this is worsted or DK. I will leave this in the show notes. It's on my project page in Ravelry, so go find me. I'm Sheepless Needles on Ravelry, and if you want to know, it's there. So anyway, this is the Emmelyne, I think is what it was called. If I'm wrong, Steve will put the right name up here. Colorway. I don't know if it's still available, but it was an anniversary colorway. I love it. I'm so in love with it. If you notice, I'm just staring at it. So yeah, I have no complaints. It's 100% cotton. It's soft fur cotton. I'm enjoying knitting with it. And here we go. Let me pop this up here. Okay. Oops, I just hit the mic. Okay, so here we go, right? It's pretty big. And I got a little bit worried, but then I went and I looked at other people's pictures, which, by the way, always do that. If you're knitting and you're like, what the hell am I doing? Why does this... Go check out other people's photos on Ravelry or on Instagram, wherever you're like looking at other people's projects, because you will learn that you're probably not alone and it's probably fine. Then there are other times, which happens to me more often than not, you'll learn, oh, I did that totally incorrectly to the pattern. It doesn't matter because, I don't follow rules. So anyway, on this guy, it's a seed stitch. And then it goes into stripes, right? And I'm going to say I'm about halfway through the stripes, I think. And I'm just going to knit until I run out, but I have enough left for the cast off, right? So I don't know what that is or what that's going to look like. But the other thing I wanted to talk about on this that I learned, and I thought, oh, I should frog that, but I'm not going to because this is a learning curve. I always try to do, when you stripe in the round, how you're really like, okay, when you knit in the round, you're knitting in a spiral, right? You're not knitting, straight across. So if you are going to do stripes, your stripes are going to jump up a little bit. And so there are techniques, it's called a jogless stripe, right? which I was trying different techniques on this, and I'm right. I don't know if I can get the, oh, SOS on the beer. We need to move the beer. Hang on. Okay, so if you look towards the bottom, first of all, you can see larger stitches. I am trying all different techniques. See, I'm trying, I don't know if I can hold this where you can see this properly. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Mother farfignugan. Okay. Okay, I don't know that I'm going to be able to hold this the way I need to. Essentially, I tried 3 different techniques so far. One technique, the first stripe down here, I did nothing. That's just me knitting and not compensating, right? The second one, here, I grabbed the bar in between stitches on the row before, brought it up, and knit it together with the next stitch, beginning of the round, okay? This one, I grabbed what I thought was the right leg of the stitch below. I'm not so sure that's what I did because it's huge, but this is the, like, I followed a tutorial and it looks exactly like theirs, so I don't know if it's, you know, right or not. And then I kept doing that. I don't know. I don't know if it makes a difference. I think I would have been okay. I need some spectacles. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't bother me at all. Either way, it doesn't bother me. But if you have any jogless stripe techniques, throw them, or like tutorials, throw them in the notes and I'll check them out. Because this is just me trying to train myself, and I'm okay because it just looks like a join area, and I may just like duplicate stitch it to correct it. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm almost done. If I finish it this weekend, maybe I'll do a couple shots and throw it in before Steve edits the video. But that is where we're at with that. I can't wait to wear it. It looks super fun. In things that I probably didn't need to buy, but I bought. No one will be shocked that I bought something from Stephen West. This is his first hardback book. It's called Painting Shawls, as you can see. It's got 13 different patterns, beautiful photos. I don't want to ruin it. Get it. It's good. It's awesome. I will probably knit my way through this. I've already knit actually 1 or 2 of these before that are in here because there are some repeat patterns, but then there are new patterns. I'll report back on that when I dig into it. I think that's not probably going to happen till, you know, March or April, where I'll start digging in that. I'm trying to kind of plan my year of knitting so that I can balance it with other hobbies and let it, because my knitting kind of takes over and then my other hobbies fall like to the wayside, and I need to get control of that because there's other stuff that I really love doing that I'm not doing, that I would like to do. So that's a work in progress. But the way I'm looking at this year, I kind of know that I want to knit at least 2 to 3 sweaters this year. I have gift knitting I'm going to want to do. And then I don't know. We'll see where that takes us. I don't know. I have so many projects that I'm not done with that I want to take March and April really to finish up things that have been sitting on my needles that I just kind of want to get done. I'll see how I do with that. I don't know, you guys. I'm not great with that. We'll see. We'll see. It's hard. You know, life throws wrenches all the time. You never, like, you can plan for shit and it doesn't matter, right? So I'm going to try to roll with the punches and just do what I want to do. Like drink this fabulous beer. Okay, so in Sheepless Needles fashion, today I would like to do something fun. And I think this is a good, anybody who's creative, I think you'll Obviously, you're creative if you knit and you're watching. That's stupid. We already know that. Okay, so I was watching. Hi. Oh, I love you so much. Let go of my sweater. Okay, I was watching a YouTuber. Oh, it was a couple months ago, and I think his name is Jessie Jerdak. I might have his name wrong. I'll put him in the show notes. He's a D&D guy. He does other stuff, but he's an actor. But it doesn't matter. Just go check him out. Anyway, he was doing something, and he brought up this. Like I think this company sponsored his podcast, and it's called Better Backstories, the Big Bundle Box. And basically, if you are someone who writes or creates characters for whatever, whether it's a role-playing game, a short story, whatever you would like, this is a fun way to quickly create backstories and things like that for any type of character, whether it's an NPC, whether it's a hero, whether it's a beginning player hero, whatever. So it is a deck, right? Oh, I'm not showing that very well, am I? And I am very excited. And what you do, and I haven't done it yet, so we're doing this together. Hold the line. I have to get the introduction stuff out of the deck. All right, so you shuffle the deck, and then depending on what you're doing, like if you're building an NPC, you would deal out 3 cards, right? And if you're building like let's say you're a D&Der and you're coming up with a new character for a new campaign, you would deal out probably 5 to 8 cards, just depending. If you're a new player, I would say go less on the cards. And if you're an experienced player or you're rolling a higher level character, obviously more on the cards. And for those who have never D&D'd, or actually for those who have not really delved into PC gaming or not even PC, just gaming, video gaming, part of the fun of a lot of games is creating your character that you're going to be playing. And as time has gone on, I actually enjoy that portion of gaming, the creation of the character, probably more so than some of the aspects of play when you're using that character. And there are some really great games like on the computer that, or on a Xbox, whatever. Oh my God, sorry, I've got cat hair in my nose. Skyrim would be a good example of this. Skyrim is this open world where you just run and you do quests. And yes, there's a main quest line and you can complete the quest line or not. Even if you complete the quest line, you could play that game for the rest of your life. There is so much stuff because it's an open world that you can just stumble into and do. And when you go to create your character for Skyrim, the first time I played, I was like, oh, I don't care. Second, once I played it, I was like, oh, I want to create a character for this. I could spend days doing that. So this I thought would be fun. It'd be a fun experiment. So what I'm going to do, I've shuffled the deck. I'm going to deal out 5 cards. And I'm going to burp. Sorry. Okay, so let's create our character. Oh, whoever my character is, they're going to have a familiar. I have a small magical creature bound to me. Okay, now if you notice, I'm going to get closer here. See how it says 1 through 10? We need to roll on that. So, oh, Maggie's claws. Ow. Okay. For those who know, you know. Oh my God. These magnets, you guys, oh, scheisse. Okay, so I need a D10. I would really like not to be losing my voice. It is starting to drive me nuts. Okay. I know I didn't mean to scare you. Okay. Maggie, this is very hard to do with you in my lap. Okay. All right. I have my D10, and you're just going to have to trust me. The dice never lie, right? Okay. I am so covered in hair. Okay. Is that a 9 or a 6? That is a 9. Okay. What is number 9 on my card? Oh no, this is actually fitting for me. So I have a familiar who is easily misplaced. Okay, so whoever my character is, they also have a sidekick that I misplace continually. All right, second card. Reincarnated. I have lived a past life, and I believe that I may have been someone powerful, evil, or even mundane. Okay, so I have a character that's been there, done that. But maybe not on the up and up, been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Third card, Mage. A relative was skilled in magic or some other mystic art form. Okay, so someone in my lineage, perhaps. Now, listen, if I'm reincarnated, that someone could be me. So in my past life, I was a mage, and we're going to roll a D10. Oh, I should talk about these dice. See how sparkly they are? This is blue sandstone. These are from Wyrmwood Gaming. I actually think these are level up dice. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. All right, I just rolled a 6. And I'm going to say, flat out, guys, I super appreciate the fact that they do the dots. Okay, I rolled a 6. A portion or transformation. Apportation? I don't even know what that means, you guys. We need to look that up. Do you ever just feel friggin' stupid in life? Because that's how I feel. 100% of the time. No, not 100%. That's probably a little much, but in parapsychology, let's try that again. In parapsychology and spiritualism, an apport, I don't even know how to pronounce it, is an alleged paranormal transference of an article from one place to another, or an appearance of an article from an unknown source that's often associated with poltergeist activity and seances. You guys, okay. So in my past life, I was a mage that did seances, and I friggin' bilked people for all their money. I led a bullshit crystal ball operation and made oodles of cash. I like it. Okay. Card number 4. Dedicated. I am particularly devoted to my lord, country, company, or occupation. You might work with them directly, serving them, or serving them in secret. I'm going to say that I am probably devoted to my occupation of thievery and mischief, apparently. Okay, then we have Fable. A specific tall tale of adventure or mystery has always fascinated you. You were motivated to emulate the hero of the story or to discover the truth behind the legend. Okay, I'm going to put that down. And it does say you can put cards back. I'm just going to draw another card because I'm liking where this is going. Education. You were provided specialized teaching. All right, we're going to roll. I got an 8. I earned a scholarship. Okay, so I'm creating a character who I'm going to guess is not on the up and up. Like, if alignment is in existence in the story that we're playing, I am certainly chaotic, I am certainly not neutral, and I am certainly not lawful, right? So, well, I guess I could be chaotic neutral, right? Because chaotic, yeah. All right, so that's kind of where this is leaning, because it sounds like to me, I am, you know, I am probably a carnival worker of some sort. I run either the tarot reading tent, like the future teller, what am I saying? I think I am like a fortune teller who actually isn't completely bogus, right? Like, a lot of times fortune tellers, you know, it's just like reading cues and just, I think it's somebody with the name that starts with an S, because chances are everybody knows somebody with a name that starts with an S, right? But I think in reality, this character, whoever they are, while they are a shyster, like they are running a scam, I think they actually have something to back it up with. Like, I don't think they're complete bullshit, right? So they come from a family of mages, so they have magic in their blood, right? Their past life, they know things that they shouldn't know because they remember parts of their past life, right? And they bring that into these seances or whatever, you know, tarot readings, whatever fortune telling type of, you know, scam they're running. It's kind of a scam because they're getting money and they're probably, you know, exaggerating, lying a little bit, but there's a kernel of truth with everything in this because of that lineage, right? And what kind of familiar would I have, you guys, that I would misplace? I'm going to say a ferret, and I'm going to say it's not that I misplace it. I'm going to say this ferret is like doing his or her own thing. And so, like, I will lean to talk to the ferret, where'd the ferret go? And then, like, where's my far keys? The ferret took them. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this was fun, right? So we just created a character who's probably not in the up and up, but who would be totally fun to play in, like, Wild Beyond the Witchlight, right? Because that's, like, takes place at a carnival. How awesome is this? And, like, guys, this deck, tons of stuff in it. Tons of stuff. So I'm enjoying that. I'm excited for this. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Is this something you guys would use? Are you someone who's never played a role-playing game and you're like, what the hell are you talking about, Shannon? Hey, look, Dungeons and Dragons is not just Dungeons and Dragons, right? It's a role-playing game. And there's a whole world out there of different role-playing games. And there's a whole bunch of stories that have yet to be told with a group of people. And all role-playing games like this is basically cooperative storytelling. You sit down with a group of people, you have one person who's kind of reeling you in, and then you just go. And you'll have things thrown at you, and you have these characters that you've created. And in my case, we already know what that was. So basically, you take those characters and you interact and you tell a story. And that story is ever changing by how your characters change. And the dice are what control the story in that way. It's so much fun. And it doesn't have to be a dungeon. It doesn't have to be a dragon. It can be a carnival with kids. It could be, you know, Barovia or Curse of Strahd if you like vampires or Victorian things. It could be The Expanse if you like space, fantasy. Expanse has a great role-playing game. You could be a belter. And I can't do the accent right now, but I swear to God I will, because I love that show. I mean, there's role-playing games in all different things. They are so much fun. They're so good for your brain. They're so good just for creativity. and for building friendships, which we all need. I'm in desperate need of them. So, you know, let me know what you think. That was that. The only thing we have left to do today is for me to roll for my other project. I'm going to take a break, get something to eat, get this hair off my face. Hopefully the mic is working, and I'll be back. I am back. I went upstairs and I got my February bzypeach yarn club in the mail, and it's stunning. Look at that, you guys. It's beautiful. Beautiful. This is 100% Tencel, so it's a little bit shiny. It is 218 yards DK weight, it's 100 grams. It is the PYC exclusive February 2022 Melanin Magic. I love it. I love everything about it. It came with a cute little card and pen. I'm very happy. This is the second month of the Yarn Club. I love it so far, so I have nothing negative to say. So moving on, because really what I was supposed to be doing was not sharing things that I bought that I probably didn't need to buy. I'm supposed to be rolling for my next project after I finish the Versa KAL to do when I'm knitting the comfort striped cardigan. So I wrote a list, okay? So here we go. Number one, well, I'm not even going to read these to you. We're just going to roll and then I'll tell you what it is. But that's what I've written down. You can see the order in which I've written them. It doesn't matter. Here we go. I have a D10. No. Oh, shoot. I need a D8. That could have been really bad. Hold on. I have my D8. It is a number 4. 4. Okay, I will link this pattern in the show notes. It is the Springbound Mitts, and let me just jump into my Ravelry and I can tell you a little bit about it. Someone in the vegan knitting crocheting group had, thank you whoever you are, because I don't remember who it is, had posted that Erica Heusser was having a pattern sale. And so I went to her designer page, and these are the Springbound Mitts. And just to give you, if I can get a screenshot of it, I will and give it to Steve. They're so cute, you guys. They have a bird and they're kind of like oatmeal orange and black, right up my alley, right? All right, so I will be casting on the Springbound Mitts. I know I have yarn in my stash for this. Yeah, I know I do. So I will be casting this on as soon as I finish my Versa KAL. If I finish that Versa KAL this weekend, I will do a little like fashion shot and we'll throw it in here. I don't know. I don't know what I feel like doing for the rest of the weekend. I may not knit at all. I may play Gloomhaven for the rest of the weekend. I may just read a book. We shall see. Hey, have a good 2 weeks. Please, 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 please take care of yourself, because you can't take care of anybody else if you're not taking care of yourself. And you got to love yourself, because you can't really love anybody else if you don't already love yourself. And who's going to love you if you don't love yourself? Not that it matters if other people love you, because it doesn't. Wow, this is a train wreck of a sign-off, isn't it? Anyway, just be nice to yourself, man. Cut yourself some slack. You're doing awesome. I love you. My cat upstairs just turned on the kitchen faucet, which means I need to go upstairs and make sure it's not flooding the kitchen. Stupid asshole, who I love dearly, not Maggie, it's Smithers, the troublemaker. So enjoy the bunny footage that we will put at the end. I don't know who I'm picking yet. You'll be as surprised as I am. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, this is the story of Cammy and Penelope. Both rabbits were dumped separately at different times at the Humane Society of Greater Dayton. We'll start with Cammy. He came in, horrible nails, just in bad shape, had been outside, dumped by the river in downtown Dayton. We got him neutered at the shelter, brought him back to our house. Eventually we tried to bond him with Jackie, and Jackie definitely had other ideas in mind. She wanted to be the boss, and he wasn't having it. So that's that. Then we got Penelope, similar story, dropped off at the shelter, way overweight, bad nails, you name it. We got her spayed and got her diet fixed. She was the first rabbit. We had to put in an e-collar after her surgery. It was super stressful for her and for us, but we got her through it. Oh, that was, oh, memories. Anyway, we decided to try to put her and Cammy together, and their first date together was in a laundry basket, and they hit it off. You can tell by looking at their fur, they're both really soft and fuzzy Rexes. So they were just so cute together. So this was one of their bonding experiences, and they eventually just ended up loving each other. This is Cammy outside. Cammy actually passed away before Penelope did. He developed a type of cancer, and, you know, we know how that goes. But anyway, this is him outside in his walking vest. And then I'll have some shots of Penelope outside. She lived to a ripe, old age. She was such a great bunny, just super sweet and just so pretty and inquisitive and just, she was just a wonderful rabbit. They're all wonderful. I don't know why I'm specifying that with her. But that's their story. And this is my favorite picture of Cammy. And then this will be my favorite picture of Penelope. And this is how I remember them. I loved them both dearly.